Let's go, let's go.
We have a long trip to Ipswich, isn't it? So that's why we're a bit earlier today. Dan, please, whenever you're ready.
So good afternoon, Vitor. Good to see you again. Just looking at team news ahead of Ipswich, do you have any injury concerns?
No.
That is very good news, isn't it? Ahead of such a pivotal point of the season. How good is it to have a fully fit squad?
This is an important moment, and it's good for me that I can have the contribute of everybody.
I know most weeks we talk to you and you talk to us about the tactics and where you're trying to improve tactically, but I spoke to Emmanuel Agbadou yesterday and he also spoke about the positive energy around the team and from yourself. Just wonder how important has that been since you've arrived here to inject that into the team? How helpful has that been in terms of the results?
You know, since the beginning with the experience that I have in my career, I really believe that you must convince the people to follow you. And you will convince the people if you have this energy and if you have a tactical idea. If you have a tactical idea and your energy inside is strong, we can make very good things together.
And talking about together, some real positive news this week with Yersin Mosquera and João Gomez both signing long-term contracts of the club. How pleased were you to see that news announced?
They have the profile that I like because they are a group players. They have the profile, the technical profile that I like. But most important for me, they are team workers with very good energy. Because you can pass this energy, but around you, if you don't connect with the good energy, it will be a problem. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why I like the players smiling, because they do what they like to do in life, and for that reason we must come here smiling, connecting each others, fighting, create the team spirit, family, and we are in conditions to compete with every teams.
It'll be great when Yersin is back fit, but I wonder about João. You've spoken previously about knowing him in Brazil. It's been a fantastic few years for him, coming to the Premier League, becoming a Brazil international as well. I just wonder what you think his potential and ceiling can be, especially here at Wolves in the next few years.
He's young, and he show humility. He wants to learn. He wants to help. Tactically, he can improve, of course. Also technically, but he has the spirit to go. I don't know where, but for sure it will have a fantastic career.
I just wanted to ask you about Strand Larsen as well, having got 3 goals in his last 2 games, 10 in his first season in the Premier League. Where have you worked with him the most in his game? And again, have you been pleased to see, even his goal last week, taking it nice and early on his left foot, a decent goal?
About a striker, when we look for a striker, we look for someone to score goals. But is the first man on the pitch that start our pressing. If he doesn't know how to do it, or if he doesn't have this character to sacrifice himself to help the team, for sure it will be not the striker that I'm looking for. I don't look for a striker just for a guy to score goals and I score my goal and now it's up to you. You understand? I don't like this kind of striker. My striker must be a fighter. Must be someone that is the first one to start defending. And of course, the responsibility is not only to score goals. Is not to put in his shoulders. Is for everybody. When we are defending, the same. And because he has this spirit, this character, is a player that I like to profile.
Emmanuel Agbadou also said yesterday, looking ahead to Ipswich, it feels a bit like a cup final with where both teams are at, although you are a few points ahead of them. Do you feel similar? I know you're looking at game to game, but how important does this one feel in terms of survival?
Of course, tomorrow is an important game, but as I said before, we can't, because this is a big mistake. We can't look for Premier League, and if we win tomorrow, finish. This is a mistake because I want my team competing for every points in the league. I want my team mentally ready to compete tomorrow and to compete in the next game.
I just wanted to ask you about VAR, if you don't mind. In the last week or so, there's been a few controversial decisions that managers have felt have gone against them. Just wonder what your experience has been of the phrase clear and obvious, for example, but also the news that semi-automated offsides are going to come in a few weeks. Do you think that would be a big help?
You know, the machines, behind the machines you have a man. and I agree with everything that we bring to football to help to be fair, to see fair decisions. But you know, we need to improve. We need to improve every day in our life. VAR is the same. They need to improve.
Just finally from you, Vitor, if you don't mind, just some big Premier League news in the last hour or so. Kevin De Bruyne has announced he's going to be leaving Manchester City. Might be the last time we see him in the Premier League this season as well, potentially. Just wonder what you've made of his career and all the trophies he's won, and just a bit about him.
A full player, a fantastic player. Maybe it's time. You know, Premier League is very tough, with a lot of games, a lot of pressure, and sometimes this kind of player, in the end of the last years of the career, they want to enjoy a bit without this pressure, and this is a decision, a personal decision, but fantastic player that gives to the Premier League the best moments of his career.
Thank you very much, Vitor, as always.
Good afternoon, Vitor. You talk about wanting to guard against complacency in this Premier League run-in. Does Ipswich's win over Bournemouth emphasise that view that this race for survival really is not over?
Until the end. But I'm not saying today. I said before, because here this is a league that can surprise you every time, and Ipswich have the quality, individual and collective, to fight for a lot of games, a lot of points, and this is for me is game after game. And tomorrow I feel my team confident. I feel my team consistent, mentally consistent, with maturity to compete, and for sure we will compete tomorrow.
How important, therefore, will be that mental attitude, and perhaps more so the game management? Because for them being the ones chasing you, it almost does get to make or break time for them, and particularly as these games go by. So the game management and the requirement to take the sting out of it in what will be such an atmosphere, in what will no doubt see a few key moments.
They need to prepare themselves for a tough game. inside and outside the pitch. But I have the maturity. I feel the team with the tactical maturity and mentally maturity to be consistent with me or without me.
I think we're starting to see in particular that consistency in, I know you mentioned already Strand Larsen, Andre, Gomez been brilliant again in midweek. What are your methods therefore? Because not wanting to take that enjoyment and that desire to go and play and be the best at the weekend, but what are your methods when it comes to maintaining momentum for those players?
Enjoy, feel happy, good energy, be confident, play respecting yourself, and this is the message. This is the message. The message. I look for my team, and you know, when you feel that we can. This is the feeling.
And just finally for me on perhaps your longevity here at Wolves, you're averaging 1.42 points per game, which over 38 games gives you almost 54 points throughout a campaign, potentially a top 10 finish. How important is therefore not just the work you're doing now in surviving this season, but the foundations that you're really building for next season and beyond in the Premier League?
You know, you bring idea, you start to work on idea, and you start to convince your players that this is the way. Now it's time to create different dynamics next season. I hope with the same players or almost them, we have the opportunity to increase our level, the dynamic in the idea, because idea is not something that is finished. Understand? Is something open that you put more this and more that and more that and create another movement, another. And if you look for our game, we are doing things different in a different way that when we start. Just analyze. Okay.
Thank you, Vitor.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hello, Vitor. You were talking there about Jürgen Larsen a few minutes ago and the work he gets through during the game. At the start of the season, he scored a few goals, but he seemed to get tired during games. Is that the work that you're asking and the Premier League needs from a striker? Is that the biggest difference for a striker coming to England?
I believe that takes some time to adapt of the pace of this league, because you know is technically is strong, but physically you need to be strong. You need to be strong. If you look for Andre,
Yes.
another case that's okay. In Brazil, when I watch or when I play against Fluminense, was a player that he start the game passing and moving, playmaker, boom. Here, now I think he found the balance in between the confidence to play his game and the physicality that the games demands. And about Larsen, the same. As you know, we need time to adapt. Even Larsen, in this moment, to hold the ball, to play with, they push every time. Sometimes I see a striker here is difficult. It's difficult to be striker here in this league, because a lot of times they push, no foul. If we go to another league, they will consider foul instead. But here you cannot. I say to him, they don't care. You must go on the body. You must go on the body, and after, okay, you hold the ball. But if you don't go on the ball, it's not possible. If you just look the ball, it's not possible to play in this league.
Right. So that needs obviously physical strength, which is built up, and stamina, but that needs a sort of mental change, doesn't it?
Of course. Because even the strikers here, the strikers, they play in the blind side of the defenders, and they make blocks to win the space. Here we can do things that is not possible to do it in the other leagues. But the players must adapt, because this is like we need to come to adapt and to start to compete.
Yeah, you've got to experience it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If not, you go back to the other leagues.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Vitor. We talk about Strand Larsen and his obviously breakthrough season in the Premier League. Ipswich have got one of their own in Delap up front. I just want to get your thoughts on him and what you think of him as a striker.
Strong player. Tomorrow we'll compete. Agba and the others, they must to be very focused to control Delap, because he's a player physically strong, technically, he moves every time. He's a very, very good player.
Has there been an emphasis on him in training this week?
We recover. We just recover. Nothing more. But as I say, since the beginning, I look for our match, what we can improve from the last match, be rest between these two games, and mentally to be ready for a tough game.
And also the Ipswich boss, McKenna, what have you made of the job he's done at Ipswich this season in their first season in the Premier League?
Is a team with tactical ideas, and with very good players. It's very good work, fantastic work. We see tomorrow. I never prepare my team to go to draw a game. I prepare my team, even if we go to play against Liverpool, I try to prepare my team to win the game. This is my mentality. Tomorrow we'll go there. In our mind, we just want the 3 points, and we'll compete for the 3 points. Okay.
Thank you, Vitor.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.